Hey everyone, I know what's been going on in your mind. Well, you've explored this hot magnetic topic of go-to-market engineering, which everyone is discussing, where how people are getting hundreds of thousands of dollars to just sit inside of Claude Code and do nothing all day. But well, it's a bit far from reality, though you are really building in pipeline for other companies, and you'd be able to efficiently do this inside of this video. I know you've came across this topic, you faced multiple challenges to know where to start, what exactly to do, how do you progress to get to the hundreds of thousands of dollars of salaries that you've all been seen. And well, Srinish Kashyap is right here to help you go through all of that. In this video, we will cover and discuss end-to-end from zero to hero. How do you become a go-to-market engineer that has the impact to build in pipeline and revenue for multiple companies altogether, so you can bring in as much sales as you want, whenever you want, however you want. Let's get right into it. Awesome. We have seen that this is the most disruptive field to really exist, right? It's growing as much as 200-300% year on year. And you can see that this is the bare median value. Basically, if you were to stick your ass around for a couple of years, this is the bare minimum money you can expect to make, providing value for companies. Sounds exciting enough? Let's get right into it. There's three exact outbound eras of evolution that we have seen so far, right? Essentially, people used to sit in front of their computers all day and write cold email and find emails, extract them manually or through some bulk softwares and send them in bulk, right? Then came in from 2020 to 2022, Varun Anand, the founder of Clay, actually introduced the role of GTM Engineer and brought in Clay. So people were able to create workflows and automations together to be able to take over multiple SDRs roles and automate it in a manner so that we don't need them anymore. And we're able to do whatever they used to do manually through automation. Now came in the era of Claude Code, right? Where whatever, it still took us hours to be able to build these exciting, really great, impactful workflows. Now we can do that in minutes and instead of days, right? By tools like DeepLine, by tools like APIs and CLIs and MCPs, we're able to connect everything all together to be able to just whisper flow or basically speak into our computer. Hey man, I need this fucking workflow, fucking campaign build in the next 2 minutes, and it will build it. It will write the copy, segment the leads, verify them, enrich it, find intents for these, write extremely hyper-personalized copy on basis of these intents, and send it, push it to the sequencer and send it to these people in less than 10 minutes. Is it exciting enough? It's extremely powerful. And that's what the top 1% of GTM engineers are able to do as of right now, where all the other ones are still stuck in the Clay era. So, and I am here to get you out of the Clay era into the Claude Code era. Let's begin. So, yeah, right? You have to be able to architect the engine and not run the code, right? Previously, the SDR used to just execute campaigns manually, as I told you. They would reply them and book meeting manually. Then came in RevOps, where we are able to govern the processes. We're able to actually automate and enrich workflows to clean the CRMs and ensure there is actual hygiene. So we got some reporting clarity, right? Now, what the GTM engineer is able to do, which like essentially as a GTM engineer, you have to also know RevOps, but now we can build in new outbound systems and revenue machines in total, actually, that will allow us to bring in new pipelines, right? So it's actually able to replace, here it's written 5. I can say a really powerful engineer who knows what it's doing is able to replace as many as 50 SDRs with one automation, with a couple automation workflows. That's all sitting inside his quirky, creepy, techie laptop, right? So that's exactly what it looks like. That's what the salary distribution gap and trap looks like. While you actually start, you start as a Clay VA. So, it's essentially a commodity. You know how to build and set up tables, right? But you're easily accessible and you are easily replaced, right? Then came in the generalist who knows what to do. Then came in the actual person who is leveraged with AI, who is essentially the combination of an AI engineer, a RevOps architect, an outbound architect, a lead generation specialist, a copywriter, someone who has sense of the overall marketing, and he's a marketing wizard, right? So it's a lot of things combined all together is where you're actually able to make a lot of money. You have to know Python, you have to know SQL, you have to know all into databases and how all of these things club together. So you're able to actually build scalable workflows that allows us to go to building revenue engines that actually deliver, right? There's a couple of vertex vectors that you can say fit in, and it all depends on how much money you really want to make, right? So where I exist is right here. You essentially, as mentioned, start at 1.5 to 2.5K per month. It could as low as is in low region income areas, say Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, Philippines, as low as 500 to $1,000 a month. You'd be paid as a clay operator, right? Then came in the agency employee. So you know more, you're able to actually launch campaigns yourself, but you still need to be told on what to do, how to strategize GTM and build out strategies from scratch to be able to create campaigns that bring in results for your clients. And that's why you're paid anywhere from 3-4K in low income, low neighboring countries, and 6-7-8K in high income countries like that of the States or Canada, right? Then you are essentially in, say, either doing, you are in a SaaS, so you built out some sort of a productized service and you're able to share that with people. Maybe you got specialized into RevOps and then you came up with, hey, I'll be able to run my cold email. So you're sending out 5,000 emails a day to people who are software development companies who have their CRM being Salesforce or HubSpot, and they don't have a GTM engineer in the team. And you're able to reach out to these people saying, hey, you pay me $4,000, I'll make sure that your CRM is clean and enriched, fully enriched. And you can sell as much as just 3 or 4 of these people and you'd be making more money than fucking forever, right? And then come the solopreneur or the agency owner, which is extremely high risk, which is your own ceiling. People, OGs like Nick Abram and Michelle Libin are able to make as much as $500,000 every single month just by doing this, right? And they've been all in a couple of years into the game. So this is how I tell you how much rewarding this field actually is, on basis of that you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're fucking doing, bro, stop watching this video right now. But you got the point, right? You essentially pitch in, say, outbound, and hey, I'd help you build more pipeline, and you can charge as much as $10,000 to $15,000 from a single client for this particular role, all in itself, right? This is a illusion of what we think seems to be a successful agency, which is actually dying inside. I'm just telling you all of these things so you know what not to do as well, along with what to do, right? So say you have 5 retainers at $4,000 each, then $5,000 of these is going straight to infra cost, right? You have to buy your workspaces, you have to buy your sending infra or sequencers, you have to buy your list tools, intent-based tools, what fucking not. Then comes the labor cost, right? You have to pay for actual specialized go-to-market engineers with 3 to 4 years of experience to be able to run these campaigns for you, right? Then comes the overhead and tax. Specifically, since you are an agency based in the States, you have to pay those. And you would take home this money, making sure that you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you're fucked, right? You'd be in the negatives and it would not make sense. But say for someone who's in India, you don't have all of these fucking costs, right? And you are able to make as much as 80% net fulfillment cost. Also, it really helps if you're a bania, but you got the point, right? And also there's this thing called as purchasing power multiplier. Right now, I'm able to work with affordable talent who's as much specialized as someone from the States, but they're charged to me 5 to 10 to 20 times as low as someone from the States I would have paid to. So and this rule applies for all the other tools and GST and what fucking not. You got the point, right? This is a couple of tools. And in essence, how do you acquire customers, right? And what are the tools that you need for those? So the foundation could be, say, Apollo. You can use Prospeo. Go to my link in description so you get 10% off on Prospeo. You can use Clay. You can use Cloud Code, right? As in the orchestration to be able to have the fundamental engine that knows what you want to do, right? Infrastructure, you can use Smart Lead, Email Bison. You can use HeyReach. You can use Sales Robot for the same, right? You can also use InboxKit for emails, right? Then comes the orchestration. So you can use N10, you can use Apify, Rapid API, right? You can use Octoparse. You can use a lot of these tools you can use Parallel Web Systems, which is a new tool that came in. New tools just keep coming in every single day. The real goal of being a GTM engineer is also to know what is coming in the market so you're able to evolve before everyone else. And
get in the rest of the money. And then the brain, which is cloud code, right? So you're able to execute everything. You can also pair this with Obsidian too, so that every single session that is going into cloud code with information, you're able to push that to Obsidian, and it's updating the brain every single day. It's updating the skill files, right? The growth head of cloud code recently said that the real pioneers are not prompting, they are creating repeatable loops that prompt automatically and really help bring your workflow down. So you have to know complex things like loop engineering and context engineering, so you're able to reduce and have the minimum of context. You can say a really smart way to do this is to integrate DeepSeek's newest version's API into Cloud Code directly. So you are paying as less as 10% only, or even less than what you would have paid for a Claude $200 max subscription. You can get the same subscription with the same usage for as low as $10 to $20 in itself. That's all the smartness in the world requires you to do, but you just have to think outside of the box to actually be able to do it, right? You have to eliminate the graphical user interface bottleneck to make sure that you're not clicking through these buttons, but you're using Cloud Code and skill files within them, right? You're able to add MCPs of Chrome extension, Brave Search, for example. So it's able to do everything in the CLI in itself. Right now, I don't even have a browser open. What I'll have is 6 different Cloud Code windows open in a single window, right, inside of my single screen, so that I'm able to manage everything by just speaking, right? That's what a pioneer GTM engineer has to know. They're able to operate everything through skill files and APIs and MCPs, and it's just able to command what to do, and it will do everything inside of plain English in itself, right? Through Model Context Protocol, also called as the MCP. So this is like essentially what, while you're starting out, these are the fundamental things that you have to know. For the first 3 months, you just have to focus on mastering the tools. So you should go to Clay University, you should go to Clay cohorts. That's really valuable. Basically, even if you don't know Clay, that's completely fine. I don't even use Clay at my own agency right now, right? Why it's really important and why would I push you to learn it is because it will teach you how do you build in workflows and how would you know how to do the role effectively by how does the system behind creating a workflow looks like. What do you do first? Maybe you'll start by sourcing data, you'll start by segmenting, by scoring, by qualifying, by then actually making sure you're able to personalize the copy, enrich the leads, and add in intents, signals, triggers, and qualifiers. And then you're able to write hyper-personalized copy, push it to sequencer, validate the leads, and launch the campaign. So I know these things on my fingertips because I've used Clay for more than 1.5 years, every single day for more than 4 hours, right? That's why I know as a problem statement has been introduced, what is the fucking workflow and runaround that will allow me to do that? And now I'm able to effectively do that in any software, say, be it Cloud Code, be it Clay, whatever the fuck the new next things come up to be, right? That's what a GTM engineer has to be. Know the fundamentals, evolve around the tools, right? Second thing that you have to know is to have multi-channel orchestration. So just learning cold email is not enough. You have to also know bulk text strategy. You have to know how to integrate LinkedIn, and then connect all of these things via n8n or trigger.dev, right? Or Cloud Workflows in itself. But you have to know how to actually send direct mail or direct postcards to the company's physical office. You have to know how to run LinkedIn ABM campaigns, you have to know a lot of, and know to be able to connect and orchestrate these things. But initially, I'd say you can start with just pairing LinkedIn with cold email to do this, right? The third thing is you have to do portfolio projects. One really great way I go is to go to these Clay, GTM Engineering, Slack channels and servers, and then go to general, and then just try to be as helpful as possible, right? Anyone who's having a problem, you try your best to help them. If you don't know anything, you learn and then you help them, right? Second thing that you do is you go to Clay, you go to Cloud Code, you go to Claude, and you ask him, hey, give me PMF proven SaaS companies, say, for example, as an industry, and with XYZ employees. And then you go in and act as if that website is your client. And then you write copywriting, you figure out the intent signals, you figure out the GTM strategy for that. And you actually don't launch campaigns, or you can even launch campaigns. Heck yeah, why not? And that's how you'll be able to build out projects and record everything in a Notion that will be essential and crucial towards getting to becoming a junior apprentice for the system, for the company, right? Then your goal is just to join an agency. That would be more than enough for you to join an agency. Honestly, inside the agency, you would have real campaigns, real data, and actually mentorship from people who have been doing this for years and years, right? Who will be able to get you up in the game, and some technical leap that even if you don't know, that's more than fine. But if you want to become the top 0.1% GTM engineer like me, you would have to know the fundamentals of SQL and Python. Basically, you should at least know how to understand what it means, even if you can vibe code it, so that you can actually build a data pipeline and know how boring stuff like Supabase and things integrate together and are really connecting. These are what the things look like. Establishment would be for you to be able to create all of these different types of projects that you can see on the slides right now, right? You build something in competitive intelligent automation. You will build a RAG agent that automatically updates and learns new things basis of the new positive replies that are coming into it, right? You should create really a lot of things to make sure that you are able to become as better as possible. Say, create a churn prediction model. You can create that Clay Cup, World Cup thing that really happened, right? So you can take in their actual assignments, say SOC2 compliant, which is a certification company. And what was given was you were given, say, 1,000 companies or an ICP, and you have to figure out what is a qualifier, when exactly should a company be approached by Vanta, which is a signal to say that, hey, this company is ready to get an SOC2 or any other compliance software, right? Then comes the way that you really become really big is, and this is said by the OG, none other than Jordan Crotwell, the new skill is knowing what to build and why, not how, right? And you have to, whatever you're thinking, you have to execute really, really quickly. That's just one of the skills and mindsets of a winner, right? Then you can, once you scale up and then you are slowly able to lead a team, you will be able to become a GTM director of operations company, or you can just become a fractional system architect if you do not want to work with inside of companies. So you're charging this much, you're managing a couple of clients, and you're able to do this, right? How would you price? You would price by escaping the lead trap. You can say automate and give analysis estimation towards, hey, if you pay me this much amount of money, you'll get this much lead. So that's what's called as a monthly retainer. You can work on a pay-per-lead model if you are new to the market and people don't trust you enough, or you don't have enough credibility, right? Or you can work on, say, hey, I'll take your base and I'll also take performance because I want to make sure that it's both a win-win for both of us. So this is a really great and innovative idea. The most important, one of the first campaigns that you can run for your company is a creative ideas campaign. Basically, what you'll say is you'll go to these companies and you can just like design all of this instead of Cloud Code or Clay. So you will create, leveraging OpenAI, you will come up with 3 ideas on how your company can really benefit their company. And then you'll just mention these 3 ideas, which will be extremely heavily personalized for every single contact or per company that we're reaching out to, right? Because obviously that company is different, our company is different. And we would push in these 3 ideas, say the campaign ideas on how exactly, say, Spark Labs can help Google to get better at their GTM, right? That's how this would work up. So Alex Vaca, who's the COO of CodeIQ, he has a framework for copywriting, and which basically is something with, like, it's not like he implemented it or he found it, but yeah. So the first thing that you have to go is to have a trigger. I call it the targeted segmentation. I'm just telling you brief of how GTM engineering works, right? So that they know why they have to work with you. Then you introduce a problem, then you provide a solution to that. And then the last thing is the call to action. And also the thing that you have to add in is credibility or social proof in a PS line format. So if you have all of these things and a clear problem statement, a solution to that is ideal towards the problem statement that you introduced, and making sure that all of these things connect all together into a storyline format is what the ideal copywriting looks like, right? So you can say, hey, this is just a template, and you can see that observation plus company name is the subject. I like to keep the subject small, but this is fine. Then it's just, hey, saw whatever their trigger intent signal was. And then most companies hit whatever, you get the point. You can just read it, and it's a great script. Now comes the silent mechanism, which is the non-negotiable for 2026 to be able to get a hand in the race. And I'd say so more than 2027. What you want to know is to make sure that you have infrastructure set up already properly for yourself, right? You have some sort of pre-warmed inboxes so that you can, as soon as a client comes in, they don't have to wait for you. And you have Cloud Code MD files set up so you can become as much as 10 to 20 times faster in terms of not using code like Clay for everything, right? The edge is just going to be, you have Cloud Code, and then you have a geographical arbitrage like we do, right? So we operate from Bengaluru, which is the Silicon Valley of India, right? But I stay and travel all around the world to be able to meet prospects. But this is what gives us our geographic arbitrage. So essentially, this is your homework right now, which will prove whether you stay where you are or you would become in the next couple of years a top 0.1% GTM engineer. I'm giving you an assignment. Go ahead, pause this video. Don't watch any other video on YouTube right now. And in the next 72 hours, launch your sequence, right? Which is essentially the gap between an operator and an engineer is built in the first 72 hours. So in 3 days is a lot of time. I would have built it in 1 hour only. But yeah, launch this and join Revenue Cartel so I can actually handhold you to making sure you can become a GTM engineer. We have live lectures, we have decoding my brain, we go across actually doing the workflows, and where I explain why and I took this decision, right? And it would include everything from agent harness to Cloud Code, Clay, N10 automations, templates, all those things that you need to grow revenue for a business is covered inside of Revenue Cartel. So join us if you want to, but get this done and message me on LinkedIn saying that you fucking did it. That's the quality of a winner. Thanks for your attention. Srinish Kushagwal, signing off.